Hey, welcome to the series of everything you need to know about Python in simplest possible way. In our previous videos, while discussing tuples, we have seen so many important concepts regarding tuples, right? So in this video, we will see some of the important methods that we can use in order to solve tuple problems effectively. So let's go ahead and see what methods that we have. So we have count, we have index, we have len, we have sorted, reversed, min, max, sum. So let us go ahead one after the other and understand each of these methods clearly. So let us start with this particular count. So what this count does is that it will count a specific element repeated how many number of times inside of a tuple. So let us understand through one example. Let's say I am having this particular tuple 1 here. Let's say I will take t1. So it's just a name, right? Understand it's just a name. So here inside of this particular tuple, I will consider some elements. Let's say 10, 20, 30, 10, 10, 20, 10. So like this, I am taking some values, right? So I have taken some repeated values in order to test this, right? So for that reason only, I am taking 10 3 times and 20 2 times and 30 1 time. So here what I will be doing is that I will take this particular t1 and I will use this particular count method. So I am taking this particular t1. So that is what the tuple that we wanted to count, right? How many number of elements. So inside of this particular count, we will be passing an element to check how many number of times it is repeated. So I will, if I pass 10 here and if I execute this, you can see we are getting the result 3 times, which is nothing but how many number of times this particular 10 is present inside of the tuple. So we know that 1, 2, 3, right? 3 number of times it is present and it is returning 3 here. So let's say if I pass 20 here and if I execute this, we are getting 2 because this 20 is repeated 2 times inside of the tuple. So if I give 30 here, so we can see 1 time, right? So if I give 40 here and if I execute this, we can see we are getting 0 because this particular 40 is nowhere present inside of a tuple, right? That is the reason we are getting 0 as this particular 40 is given. Let's say if I give, let's say, string here, so I am taking one element which is like, and if I check how many number of times this like is present, if I execute this, we are still getting 0. So I am testing only because these are not present, right? This is an iterable, right? So I am checking an iterable is present inside of a tuple or not. So you can see we are getting 0. Let's say if I place this particular like here and if I execute this, we can see we are getting 1 time. So like this, whatever the element that you have inside of this particular tuple, so if that element is present, it will give how many number of times that element is present. I hope you can able to understand. So let us go ahead and see one more method that we have, which is nothing but index. So in our previous videos, while discussing indexing and slicing, we have discussed this particular index method, right? So what this index method does is that when we pass a specific element to this particular index method, it will return the specific index of that particular element. So let us go ahead and understand through one example. So I will take T2 here, consider it as a tuple 2. So inside of this particular tuple 2, I am passing 10, 20, 30, 40 and 50. Like this, I am having these many number of elements. So let's say I will take this particular T2 because that is what the tuple that we wanted to test, right? So let's say if I pass this particular 10 here and if I execute this, we are getting 0. The reason is because this particular 10 is present at index 0. That is what it is returning. The returning value is nothing but the index. So let's say if I give 20 here, it was returning 20 exactly. Let's say I will consider one more 20 here, and if I use same result here, if I execute this, we are still getting 1. The reason is because it will return, the index method return the first occurrence from left. So that is what we are getting. So from left, we are having this particular 20 here. Because of that reason only, we are getting index 1 here. So if I remove here and we are having the value here, right? And if I execute this, we are getting 0, 1, 2, 3. So exactly third index. So after that, if I put this particular 20 at the end, which is nothing but the fifth index, and if I execute this, it is still returning index 3. The reason is because it will return the first occurrence only. Because of that reason only, we are getting the first occurrence of this particular 20, which is nothing but index 3. So I hope you can able to understand how this particular index method works. Whenever we pass a specific value, it will return at what index the value is present. I hope you can able to understand that. So let us go ahead and see one more method, which is nothing but len. So what this len method does is that whenever we pass any iterable, not just a tuple, when we pass any iterable, it will return how many number of elements are present inside of a iterable. So tuple also iterable, right? So we can pass this particular tuple to know how many number of elements present. So I will take this particular same example, which is nothing but T2. So I will just use this particular len and I will pass T2 here, and I'm just passing T2, and if I execute this, we are getting the result, which is nothing but 6 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So exactly we are having 6 elements in T2, and that is what we are getting as a result for this particular len method. So I hope you can able to understand, whenever we are having any iterable list, tuple set, any iterable, when we pass to this particular len, we can get how many number of elements that we have inside of the iterable. So that is work with a tuple also, because tuple also considered as iterable, right? So previously we have one more tuple, which is T1, right? So if I give T1 here and if I execute this, we are getting 7 as a result, because in this particular T1 tuple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we have 7 elements. So by using this particular len method, we are getting 7. So I hope you can able to understand how this particular len method works. It will return how many number of elements that we have inside of a tuple. So let us go ahead and understand one more method, which is nothing but sorted. So what this sorted method does is that it will sort the elements inside of a tuple and return that list, which is the sorted order. So let us go ahead and understand with some examples. So I will take this particular same example here. So let us consider a new example. Why take same example? So I am taking an example here. So inside of this particular tuple, I will be having 30, 40, 20, 10, and I will have 50 and 10. So I will consider the repeated values also. I am having these particular elements which are not in the sorted order, right? So now what I will be doing is that if I call this particular sorted and if I pass this particular T3 and if I execute this, we are getting a list of all the elements which are in the sorted order. So we can have 10, 10, which are repeated values, but still we are getting both values. So after that we have 20, 30, 40, 50. So these are not in the sorted order when we are passing a tuple, right? So I hope you can able to understand that. So the sorted method will return a list with the sorted elements that we have. So let's say if I pass one more element, let's say I will pass this particular string here, which is nothing but like. So if I execute this, so we are getting this particular less than not supported between instances of str and int. So we have seen this particular error previously also, which will we will get this particular error when we have different type of elements inside of a tuple. So int is one type and tuple is one type, right? Because of that reason only we are getting this kind of an error. So let's say if I have a tuple, let's say T4 here. So inside of this particular tuple, I will have like, and I will have comment here, I will have subscribe here. So these are same elements, right? Same type of elements which are nothing but string type. So if I call this particular sorted and pass this particular T4 and if I execute this, you can able to see we are getting the sorted elements, right? So the sorting happens with the alphabetic order for this particular strings. So we know how this particular sorting happens with the numbers, right? So in the descending order, in the ascending order. So I will remove this, and now if I execute this, we are getting all the elements in the list in the ascending order, right? So if you wanted to sort this particular elements in the descending order, which means it need to start with the highest value and go till the lowest value, we can use one more parameter here, which is nothing but reversed. So I will use this particular reverse and I will mention true here. So by default, this particular reverse having the boolean value false. Because of that reason only we are getting the ascending order. So if I mention this particular reverse as true and if I execute this, we are getting the elements in the reverse direction, which is nothing but the descending order. Start from the highest value and go till the lowest value. So I hope you can able to understand how this sorted works and how we can reverse the elements which are the sorted values. So we can see that when we have different type of elements inside of a tuple, this sorted doesn't work. We only have same kind of elements. So I hope you can able to understand. So let us go ahead and see one more method that we have, which is nothing but reversed. So this reversed will reverse the elements inside of a tuple. So it will return an object and we need to pass that object to tuple in order to get the original tuple. So let us go ahead and see with the example. So let's say I will take this particular T5. So I will take consider some tuple values, let's say 20, 40, 30, and 10. So I'm having four values here, 20, 30, 10, 40. 20, 40, 30, 10, right? So now what I will be doing is that I will call this particular reversed and I will pass this particular T5. So if I execute this, we are getting an object. So reversed at this particular object. So it is returning an object. So what I need to do is that we need to pass this particular object to tuple. So if I execute this, we can able to see the result of tuple which is in the reverse direction, right? So previously we will be having 20, 40, 30, 10. So I will remove this and I will make it in a ascending order so that we can able to understand clearly, right? So I'm taking 10, 20, 30, 40, and if I execute this, we are getting the result in the reverse direction 40, 30, 20, 10. So that is what the functionality of this particular reversed. It will make the tuple in the reversed direction. So I hope you can able to understand that. So let us go ahead and see one more method that we have, which is nothing but this particular min here. So what this min do is that when we have different elements inside of this particular tuple, it will return the minimum element in the tuple. So let us go ahead and see how it works. So for that reason, I am taking T6. So I am taking the tuple 6. So instead of this, so I will be considering 10, 30, 40, 10, and I will consider 5, I will consider 2, I will consider 1, and I will consider 3. So you can expect what is the minimum value. Let us check with the min method here. So I am passing T6 here, and if I execute this, so if I execute this, we can able to see the result. We are getting 1 because 1 is the minimum element here, right? So if I remove 1 and 2 both, and if I execute this, we can able to get the result, which is nothing but 3 here. If I remove 3 also, if I execute this, we are getting 5. So 5 is the minimum element. If I remove 5, we are getting 10. So like this, we will be getting the minimum element from this particular tuple. So this will only works when we have the same type of elements in the tuple. So as like we have seen in the previous example, if I put this particular string here, if I execute this, we are getting this particular less than not supported between instances of string and integer. So by this you can able to understand this particular minimum operation only works when we have the same data types in the tuple. So we can do the similar process to understand like this. I am taking this particular same example T4 here. So I will paste here, and what I will be doing is that I will ask this particular T4 of minimum. So if I execute this, we are getting comment. So because in this particular strings, comment is the only string which is the minimum. So which is starting with C, right? So when we go for alphabet, C is comes first, right? So that is the reason we are getting comment as a minimum value. So by this we can able to understand this particular min returns the minimum values from the tuple. So we need to have same data types, then only it will return the exact value, or otherwise we will get an error. So let us go ahead and see max here. So I will consider the same example so that you can able to understand clearly. So I will paste here and I will remove this particular like, and we know what happens if we have this particular like. So the same error that we will be getting. So I am removing this. So I am taking this particular max here. I'm using max here, so I will mention like also, right? So you might have some doubt. If I execute this with max, so we are having max here, so same error we are getting. So I will remove this. Now if I execute this, we can able to see we are getting the 40 as the maximum value, because 40 is the only maximum value that we have inside of this particular tuple. So we have seen the error, right? So when we have this particular like, we will get an error which is the same error, say greater than is not supported between str and int. So this is tells that we need to have same type of elements, same data type of elements inside of a tuple, then only we can perform this operation. So we can consider this one also. I will put a max here. If I execute this, we can able to see we are getting the maximum value, which is nothing but subscribe. So when we go through alphabets, s is the last value, right? So that is the reason in this particular elements s is the last value. So because of that reason only we are getting the maximum value as subscribe. So I hope you can able to understand. So let us go ahead and see one more method that we have is nothing but sum. So what this sum does is that whenever we have some integer values inside of a tuple, it will add all of those values and return the sum. So I will consider this particular T7 tuple 7. So inside of this particular tuple 7, I will consider 10, I will consider 30, and I will consider, let's say, 40. So I am considering three values here. Both are all are integer values. Let's say if I use this particular sum and if I pass this particular T7 here and if I execute this, we can able to see we are getting the sum as 80, right? So 30 plus 10, which is 40, 40 plus 40, 80. So let's say if I replace this with 50, we are getting 90. So we are getting the exact sum of all the elements that we have inside of a tuple. So I hope you can able to understand. Let's say if I have a different type of elements, let's say like here, and if I execute this, we are getting error unsupported operand types for plus integer and string. So this sum operations, this sum method internally use this particular addition operation. So when they are doing this particular addition, int and string cannot be added, right? So that is the reason we are getting this. So let's say if I have this particular same tuple here, I am taking the tuple. So here, what I will be doing is that instead of this particular max, I will use sum here. And if I execute this, we can able to see the same result with the different things. So here, unsupported operand type, which is place between integer and string. Though we don't have any integer values inside of this particular tuple, but still we are getting the same error here. So by this, what you can understand is that we can only add the elements inside of a tuple when they are of integer data type. Or otherwise, when we have different data types like string, tuple, list inside of a tuple, we cannot do any kind of sum operations between them. Because of that reason only, we are getting this particular error. So we only need to have integer type of elements. So I hope you can able to understand how this sum works. So these are the all method that we have. So I hope you can able to understand all the methods that we have discussed in this video. Count to count a specific value repeated how many number of times inside of a tuple. Index to know what is the index when we pass the element. Length to know how many number of elements that we have inside of a tuple. Sorted in order to sort the elements inside of a tuple in the ascending order or even in the descending order. So we have reverse in order to reverse the tuple. We have min to find the minimum value. We have max to find the maximum value. In this min and max, we need to only have the specific data type elements, then only we can get the result. So if we have different data type elements inside of a tuple, we cannot get the element, we cannot get the result, we will get the error. So after that, we have seen this particular sum. So to use this particular sum, we need to have the elements of integer type only, or otherwise we will get an error. So that we have seen, right? So I hope you have liked this video, and I hope you have found this video interesting. If that is true, hit the like button. So that is about tuple that what we have. In the next video, we will start discussing about set. So thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one. To stay updated with my latest videos, subscribe to this channel and turn on the notifications to all. So thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.